Welcome to the Positive Pants Podcast. Mindset, motivation, and inspiration to help you find your positive pants. It's time to let go of negative thinking, understand why you do what you do, and stop the self-sabotage with your host, Fran Excel.
Welcome to the show. As always, it's Fran Excel, your resident subconscious success mentor, helping you find your very own pair of positive pants so you can get out of your own way and live a life that you love. If you want to stop sabotaging your own success and let go of the stress, then you are in the right place, my friend. Make sure you download your free Stressed to Success guided meditation at bit.ly/stressed to success as my little gift to you for being here. Please do subscribe, share, review. It really, really helps people that need to hear this message find us, and I so appreciate it. In the show notes, you will also find details of how you can work with me and where you can get your mitts on my meditations, products, and printables. You can also find it through the link in my bio on Instagram, which is my second favorite place to hang out. So please do come join me over there at I'm Fran Excel. Tag me in your takeaways, slide into my DMs. I am here for it. So that is the formalities over, my love. So let's jump into the content. Do you feel like a misfit? Humans have a basic need to feel like they belong, that they are accepted. So why do so many of us not? This episode was sparked by my recent trip where we all confessed to always having felt a little on the outside of things. How when we were younger, that felt like such a huge problem, like not being accepted or feeling not worthy unless you were part of the in crowd. Whereas now it feels like a positive to be absolutely okay to stand up and not fit in, to not be one of the cool kids. You know, it almost feels like a bit of a superpower to be okay with that. Of course, it's nice to be accepted and it's nice to be liked, of course. But how amazing to not feel like you have to be. Yeah, to know that if you don't, it doesn't mean anything is wrong or bad about you. It just means you march to the beat of your own drum. What a gift. So stop feeling like you need to hide parts of yourself to be okay, to be accepted. Maybe someone told you when you were young that you should be a different way to fit in, or maybe you were told you were too quiet, too loud, too much. Just got to find the people who are like you, right? Spend more time with the people that you feel amazing around. We've got to be clear on our likes, dislikes, values, non-negotiables. And often we don't do this. So how are we supposed to know that we feel like we don't fit in? Because people actually don't share the same values or have the same interests. The trouble is when we make that our fault rather than it being theirs, or heaven forbid that you just have different viewpoints and interests. And it's as simple as that. You know, it often stems back to school and the focus on the cool kids and whether you are or aren't one and what it means if you're not. Yeah. I have always been on what feels like the outskirts of everything. And at school, I definitely felt this. I was friends with some of the cool kids, but I definitely wasn't part of the gang. I never felt fully accepted or in the right place. You know, that horrible niggling feeling that if you're not around, they're going to say something mean. You know, I had some lovely friends, but they weren't cool kids. So in my desperate need to fit in, I focused more on what I lacked than was what was right in front of me. You know, feeling like you weren't a cool kid literally registered to me like you have no friends. You are not liked. You are not likable. Yeah. I also had such low self-esteem that unconsciously someone really liking me and wanting to spend time with me made me kind of think that they weren't good enough. That if they like me, then there must be something wrong with them. And this got me in so many pickles. And it's hard to admit that, you know. Welcome to the inner workings of my teenage brain. Now, I was constantly in situations where I just felt uncomfortable. Like in my skin, I felt uncomfortable. I didn't trust the people around me to not be mean or talk behind my back and say, oh, what's she doing here? It was horrendous. That's no way to live. Now you'll usually find me on the outskirts, building relationships or having deeper, meaningful conversations with people. Like, I love those deeper connections with fewer people. That's just kind of how I roll. But when you don't care what bullies think, they can't bully you, right? And when you think what people you love think about you is more important than the cool kids, what the cool kids say doesn't faze you in the same way. You stop respecting their opinion in the same way. You stop needing to fit in. And it does feel like a need. It feels like a drive. I have to fit in. But really, what's underneath that? I have to fit in with these people because other people say that they're the good ones. So if I don't fit in there, I'm not good. If I don't fit in there, I'm a bad person. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. Yeah. Don't be blinded by shiny people. Don't buy into the club unless you genuinely like the people and they make you feel good too. Yeah. In marketing, we call this the halo effect. Like when I was in media, I worked at a very well-known upmarket glossy celebrity magazine. We shall mention no names. Brands that wanted to reposition themselves as slightly more upmarket back then, their current than their current positioning, like would want to advertise in the title because just by being in there, they would have the benefit of the halo effect of being more bright and shiny themselves just for being in amongst those other brands and that magazine. Yeah. Don't fall into this trap. Other people don't make you bright and shiny. You make you bright and shiny. The more you can be, the more bright and shiny you are to the right people. I know it's easy to have your inner schoolgirl triggered and wanting to fit in. And genuinely, a lot of the time, the online business space can feel a little bit like school, right? I know it makes you feel like if I'm not seen with them, if I'm seen with them, it makes me look better. Don't fall into the trap. You will be 10 times happier, 100 times happier being friends with people who share your values and genuinely like you than you ever will be feeling like you're faking it or you're going to get found out or that they have control over you because that you feel like they could drop you at any minute and that could have a big effect on you or your business. And when you're honest with yourself, like really honest, do you really want to fit in? Like, do you look at the people you're desperate to fit in with and think, oh my God, they're just such amazing people? Do you think that? Who do you follow just because other people do? Because you kind of feel like you should. Oh, well, everyone else follows them and says they're good, so I should think that. Tune into what you're thinking. Yeah. They could be pushing a button. They could be pushing a trigger. They could be doing something against your values. But it makes you feel icky when you see their content. So just don't look. How do you feel when you're trying to fit in versus when you're with people that you actually just feel good around? Yeah. Do you feel like awkward? Like you're always searching for the right thing to say, laughing in the right moments, feeling like you're hiding yourself? It's not nice. It's not fun. I've been there. If I feel that now, I will make polite excuses to leave or pull a Houdini and just go. I'm the master of the Houdini. I love a Houdini. It's so strange to think back to all those times in my life that I felt so out of place, uncomfortable, anxious, full of tension, like I was in the wrong room, making decisions that didn't feel right because I felt I should. Question yourself about why you feel like you're in the wrong room. It could be a mindset gremlin, but it could be something else. Yeah. Genuine connections will honestly bring so much more into your life. And remember, it's okay to feel like you don't fit in. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you, because that's what we do, isn't it? We say, I don't fit in here, therefore I must be wrong. And also think about it for a second. Like, where would we be without the misfits? The people that challenge the status quo, the people that stand up for what they believe in, even though it's against the norm. The misfits are the change makers. The misfits are the niches where people are drawn to them because they're like, oh, you are actually like me. Yeah. But they weren't comfortable in their own skin, comfortable being different. That's the thing with change makers. They are comfortable in their own skin, comfortable being unique, not fitting into a mold. And how many people do you follow online that fit that description? Yeah. What is it that you love about them? Is it that they're the same as everyone else, or is it that they stand out? Do they make you feel seen? or heard. My brother is a prime example of this. He is over in Switzerland and he has a gun channel. So he's all around like military history and all sorts of things like that. It's called Bloke on the Range. And he's had like 22 million downloads of his videos. He's like a little celebrity out there. But you would definitely say that he was probably a misfit. But he is so loved by these people because he just was okay going out there, being himself, talking about what he loved. And the people that loved what he loved found him. Yeah. So stop feeling like you have to hide your uniqueness. Embrace it. Find your people. Be happy. So here's to the misfits. So if you got value from this and you know in your gut that now is the time to step up and start rewiring your thinking and start changing things for yourself, then book in a free discovery call so we can work out what needs to happen to get you from where you're at right now to the action-taking success you know you can be. If you want my eyes and ears on your problems, then I work with people one-on-one and through my programs. You can find all the details to book in a call in the show notes, the link in my bio on Instagram and on my website, franexcel.com. So stop waiting for if and when and choose to change things now because you 100% can. I am here to believe in you when you don't believe in yourself. And as always, I hope you found this helpful and I will see you next week. Bye.